Today, you're joining us for another behind the scenes series with Rebuilding Alliance. We're going to look at something truly transformative. We're exploring a breakthrough technique that turns what many see as rubble into something far great and possibly new beginnings. It's a reminder that possibility often hides in the places that we overlook. And fittingly, it comes with the spirit-filled wave of Giving Tuesday, a global moment that celebrates generosity in all its forms, not just by giving money, but giving ideas, giving time, and giving vision. Today's conversation is part of that same energy, the belief that when we innovate together, share knowledge, and rethink what's possible, we can contribute to something much more bigger than ourselves. In this session, we reveal a method, a mindset, and a mission behind this new approach to building, its resilience, its sustainability, and it's the future taking shape from pieces of the past. Thank you again for being here. Let's go behind the scenes and discover how we turn fragments into foundations and how shared purpose can rebuild entire landscapes. We have with us today Rebuilding Alliance's Executive Director, Mrs. Donna Baranski Walker. She'll be giving us a little bit of a background of Rebuilding Alliance, even going back to our name is Rebuilding Alliance. And then we'll move forward with our colleague, Rafiq, Gaza's program manager, who will talk more about the technique. And very glad today to have also Engineer Imad from MidEast Group, our partner, and the founder of this technique and idea. And we'll be sharing a link to Global Giving also Tuesday, what we have on that. And we'll also be sharing with you a presentation. Go ahead, Donna. Thank you very much again, everyone, for your attendance.
Thank you so much, everyone. We are so proud to bring this forward today. Rebuilding Alliance. It's in our name, it's in our DNA, it's in our founding documents. We rebuild. And this time it's to focus on the construction, the new building, the renewed building of Gaza Baytna homes. Baytna means Gaza Our Home. Um, and we certainly want that to be true for the neighborhoods, the families that are involved, that become involved in the construction of their homes. These are starter homes, and you'll hear more about that soon. My goal is to tell you something about our founding, and I'm sort of in the sunbeam, so I apologize. I'm trying to shift here. Um, Rebuilding Alliance, we've been around for more than 22 years now. In Gaza, we came because of an American, Rachel Corrie, who stood in front of a bulldozer to protect a family's home. That family, I would be living with them through all these many years. Every time I went to Gaza, that family in Rafah that she stood to protect, it's where she was staying. When she writes about the puddle of blankets, waking up with the children, that was in their home. And so together with them, with Rachel's parents, Cindy and Craig Corey, who became Rebuilding Alliance's founding board members, we set about back in 2004, within like 6, 8 months after Rachel was killed, we started planning the Rachel Corrie Rebuilding Campaign. And our goal back then was to rebuild the entire neighborhood. It was 2,000 homes that had been demolished. The last one was the one that Rachel's had stood to protect. And we got started. We did finish one home. We brought the family on speaking tour. Um, that was really amazing. So many people remember that. It was the way that we have done our work crowdfunding. We brought them on speaking tour to the US and finished their home. And that was about the time when the absolute blockade of Gaza began. Um, we wondered how we would continue when there would be no building supplies. We pivoted to soccer fields and eventually to everything that was needed, solar lights, backpacks, and school supplies for children. We learned how to raise funds. More importantly, we learned how to deliver aid during the periods of bombing in 2014, especially without having any money at all, just relying on the goodwill of everyone around the world and especially in the United States, to make the project happen, knowing that everyone there could organize, volunteer, find a way, deliver to in that case, the schools where people were taking refuge. So we have a long history in this, inside of Gaza, a long and trusted history in providing relief in times of need. Now, through this war, we served 22.5 million hot meals. And that was through the end of May. May 31st was our last day of kitchens. We do have one kitchen continuing, but and then we pivoted very carefully to delivering parcels of food through our Gaza Giving Card program, which is still going on very strong and is a way for donors to make sure that their food parcels are delivered exactly to the family they specify or where needed most. We're bringing forward at long last something that we've been working on for quite a while. We finished this first home on May 6th, and chose to wait until now to announce, to seek your support, to move it to its next level. So I'm very proud to have on the line Mr. Ahmad, who's been the founder of who really brought forward the concept and has been working on this for very many years. And our Gaza program manager, Rafiq, who will start by telling you the basics of how the construction came together. We certainly encourage people to, put your questions forward. We'll be opening to questions sometimes as we go along, sometimes toward the end of the presentation. So please, Rafiq, say hello and go ahead with explaining all of this.
Hello and good evening from Dar al Balah, from Gaza. And it's a pleasure to be with you today to talk about a very innovative idea to help Gazans who are still in nowhere with these rotten and broken tents to find a way for a temporary house that could bring warmness, could bring their memories and their dreams back to their lives. So I'll go with you in a quick presentation to talk about the Gaza Baytna, which we constructed during April and May in order to create this prototype, to see this technology, which was innovated by engineer Imad, who is with us online tonight, and he will be ready for any questions. This mass destruction happened in Gaza had put us as RA in thinking how to make life easier. And you could see through this picture that the destruction is mass. It's everywhere. More than 2 million people are living in tents and shelters. Maria, can you just move in the slides, please? We can see the tons of rubbles and how this rubble could be polluted, could be like still contaminating or still having unexploded ordnance. And you could see the children here and the fragile tents and the unorganized, unstructured shelters. Please. Yeah. So the Rebuilding Alliance tried to start with the early recovery project, where we have different goals to remove the rubble, to create jobs for the unskilled workers, to help them having better and sustainable livelihood, and to have also for the skilled workers the same opportunities to be able to build this temporary house that could be after being used temporarily. It could be like used for temporary and for more sustainable things like markets, like clinics, hospitals, schools. So go ahead, Maria, the one after.
Well, just want to mention about our partner, about the partnership. That particular slide might be useful. Can you say more?
Yeah, the partnership was created like between the Rebuilding Alliance and the MidEast Group, represented by Mr. Imad, who is the innovator of this technology, how to use the rubble and construct houses of it. And he is with us online and he will be ready to answer any questions. So here you can see in this picture that we have given opportunities of work for the unskilled workers to reshape the distracted rubble and the dirt into smaller parts. The other slide, please. Here, 3 slides showing also the same work for the unskilled labor. After. Here, the unskilled laborers also, they are excavating the ground to make the foundations. So you can see from this picture that the foundations are digged deeply in the ground, and also it is wide, like 60 centimeters, in order to have a solid foundation for the building. Go ahead. Here you can see also a continuity. Go ahead, Maria.
And the beginning of the forms taking shape. So the whole structure is not your usual construction. This one's going to be 60 centimeters at a time.
Yeah. This picture showing the foundation after the concrete is done in the ground. And here we started to do the work above the ground. Go ahead, Maria, the next picture. Yeah, here you can see how the forms are constructed in order to make like the exterior part and the interior part. It was like 60 centimeters like height every time, and it was made on different stages to make the whole setup intersection together for strength. And you can see here the pipes for sanitary work and for electricity were in these walls to make it the proper infrastructure for the house. Go ahead, please. Next picture. Yeah, you can see the pieces of the rubble here, and how this also here the way we explained before, that it is centimeters each time, including the whole building, pour concrete at once in order to make it stronger together. Next slide. Here you can see all the walls are constructed, and we will now move to the how to make the ceilings. Next.
We can move fast in the picture.
Yeah. Here it is like an upper scene of the place. Faster, please. Here we put the forms to make the ceiling. Next. You can see here how the forms of the steel and the wood in order to make the concrete or the derbs with the cement inside for easier removal of these forms after pouring. Next. Here is the shape of the ceiling and the place as At the beginning, with plastering. Here we started the plastering to show how the finishing steps are going. Here the tiling of the place, plus there is the paint outside. Next. That was the almost the final shape of the building. Here is also the final how it looks like with the colors and with the shape of and here we included electricity for that and a garden around it. This is like what we have prepared from the rubble, from the destruction, and the example or the prototype, it was like completed in 14 days, 10 unskilled laborers, 8 skilled laborers. We used 40 metric ton of the rubble, the purpose 7.5 metric ton of cement, which was around 15%. And this cement, because it was outdated, but newly manufactured cement with higher quality could be, the quantity is much less. And the update during the mass evacuation happened in late September. There was a high building in the neighborhood was targeted, and you can see the derpus here. This derpus came like or was from the other higher building, but our prototype was strong enough to absorb the like the sound and the air absorption, but some things, slight things happened to it, especially the windows and the door, with some little cracks in the plastering of the outside. Next. Our next step is to construct 30 connected Gaza Baytna units for extended family, like a compound with full facilities and the services. Could be with gardens, could be having courtyards, having certain stores. We will see how we can invest in this next phase. Next. Here is the design, how it could be the rooms, and how it could be interconnected to each others. The units, to avoid like replication of building walls, and to depend on certain walls that it could serve two places together. The other slide. And here is the shape of the neighborhood as complete, and with these gardens here and there, and showing how we can make it environmental friendly. And the last one, here is the more green, and you can see it is like a tree. The green part, this is our green neighborhood that is friendly for the environment and warm for the people, and giving a safe, sound place to stay in and to bring together warmness, love, peace, and the biggest dream is to live in peace and in warmness for everybody. Thank you so much. And if any question, we'll be more than happy to answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rafiq, for that presentation. I want to give a few moments for Mr. Imad. If you can introduce yourself, and if you would like to speak just a little bit about your founding, the technique, why you believe it's so important, or how the idea came to you, we'd gladly appreciate that. تفضل أستاذ عماد إذا بتحب تحكي شوي.
Thank you very much. Okay. I'm Imad Al-Khaldi in Gaza.
Can you turn your camera
I
on,
hope.
please, Mr. Ahmad? Head.
Hello.
Turn on your video, please.
Hello. I haven't. I have electricity. Okay. Hey. Yes. Nice slide.
Wonderful. Thank you.
I have small electricity. There is small. Good.
It works. Alhamdulillah.
Nice to meet all. I have to try to speak English. My English is not very well, but I have to try. Excuse me. I have excuse me because since time is limited, I will try to be very brief, as the technology in this, itself is quite detailed. The truth is we are if we are searching for our souls within the stones of the rubble. Know that it's true to painful for us to talk about our homes that we're destroyed, for they were more than just walls. We can explain the technology briefly with the following points. The technology use rubble as is, without any recycling. That's right, my language, or?
It's good. Keep going. Thank you.
Good. Okay. The first, I say the first, the technology used rubbles as is, without any recycling. Okay. Number two, this papers that the entry process and cost of recycling, it's third, it's particular suitable for the exceptional circumstances in Gaza, where there is no infrastructure and no workshop, and no professional workers are needed in this technology, and it meets the significant immediate need for job creation. Indeed, the technologies use cases are growing, moving beyond simple shelter to more permanent structures. Its applications extend to constructing numbers. Hello?
Keep going. We can hear you. And now you're on mute. Let's go ahead and unmute Mr. Ahmad.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead. Now we can hear you.
I'm so sorry. Internet.
Mush mushkala. Keep going.
Not good.
We can hear you. So we have a question about, will all the laborers be paid? That's got to happen. Laborers must be paid. And also, family members should participate in building. So, sort of a modified Habitat for Humanity approach on this, that the families involved are part of the rebuilding of their home, and that everyone gets paid because jobs have to happen here. The economy needs to make sure the economy can only recover if people can get jobs, and you want them to be fully functioning, fully capable, able even to become part of a program that eventually lends itself to a type of funds that can be repaid even so that more houses can get built. So thanks, Ruth, for
We
your
have an
question.
important question that maybe Mr. Imad can answer. He just fell off though, but one of the questions is coming in from Margaret. I'm wondering, how are people maintaining sanitation in this situation? I understand they're better than leaky tanks, but I'm also wondering how people can safely heat these rubble homes. And actually, Mr. Ahmad has great answers to this particular question, if we can get his internet to be
I'm
stable.
sorry, my internet cutting. I'm sorry. I will back.
It's okay.
I'm come back.
Can you hear this
I'm come back.
question?
No, I can't hear it.
Can you hear
No,
me
no,
now?
I can't hear it. Repeat, please.
Okay, so we have a question saying that how can people maintain sanitation in these rubble homes, and how can they stay safe and heated in these homes, like heat?
طبعا أنا بدي إياك تترجم الآن عاد.
مش مشكلة، يلا.
نعم، هي البيوت هاي بتكون باردة في الصيف، دافية في الشتاء، نتيجة اعتمادها على الحوائط الحاملة أو الحوائط السميكة الحاملة.
So the walls of these homes are built very thick. So in the winter they're warm, and in the summer they're cool.
طبعا
هل
الكونستراكشن
تقدر تحكي عن
المعتمد
موضوع
هو
السانيتيشن، عن موضوع الصرف الصحي؟
نعم. الصرف الصحي هو نفس النظام المتبع في المباني العادية، يعني ما إلها علاقة التقنية باختلاف الصرف الصحي أو تمديدات الصرف الصحي إذا المقصود فيه التمديدات. أما إذا المقصود فيه السقف وتصريف الأمطار عن السقف، البلاستر اللي على السقف وطريقة البناء بتعمل صرف كتير مميز للتقنية.
So this technique also in these rubble homes, or new homes, we'd like to call them, or temporary homes, will have the sanitation just as any other normal home that would be built in Gaza. And he's also saying that if you're talking about leaking, if there's a chance that it would leak from the roof, it won't leak because of the plastering that they do on the roofs to prevent any leakage inside of the home. So I hope that
طبعا
answers your
والأسقف
question.
معمولة بشكل أطول. نعم.
It also has indoor plumbing. Can you talk, Mr. Ahmad, about your decision to do indoor plumbing, and what did that mean? The bathroom, the toilet, it's all connected to a sewage system. I was amazed by this. Can you say more about it? Why indoor, and what will be the solution when there isn't a sewage connection?
نجمة.
لماذا هي بتحب انك تحكي اكثر شوي انه كيف في يعني موضوع الصرف الصحي الداخلي، يعني من الداخل في المنازل، وكله مربوط
نعم.
في روابط صرف صحي. يعني ليش مهم؟
نعم. نعم. نعم، احنا بنعتمد شبكة الصرف الأرضية، وفي طبعا اتصال أثناء البناء في الحوائط، في الحوائط من الأسفل، في اللي هي وصلات للتوصيل طبعا، وبيتم تركيبها أثناء الصب، أثناء البناء، لأنه المبنى بيعتبر في النهاية كتلة حجرية واحدة، يعني عبارة عن حجر واحد في النهاية، فبالتالي بيتم عمل شبكة الصرف وحتى شبكة الكهرباء في نفس وقت البناء.
So he's saying that what they do is there's internal connections for the entire home because it's built as a one single stone block structure. So the entire drainage network and electrical network is actually built while building the entire structure at once. So they do all those kind of internal connections while building them. And I'm adding here from my knowledge from meeting with Mr. Imad that he believes that these temporary homes should have a lot more dignity for the people living in it. So he wants it to look just as you would have like before, even though it's temporary and it's built from rubble from the past.
There's a question about the cost of houses. And a second part of that question would be how residents are selected. But let's talk about cost. What do you think is going to happen with the cost? I'm answering that cement is a big issue on this.
نعم. طبعا التكلفة أقل تقريبا من 50 إلى 55% عن البناء التقليدي. يعني إذا كان البناء التقليدي المتر المربع $250، هذا بيكلف 135 أو 140 دولار تقريبا في ظل الظروف الطبيعية.
So if we're talking about prices, أكيد. So if we're talking about prices, the price to build one of these homes is 50% or 55% less than building a normal home. So if a square meter, for example, for a normal home would cost 50 US dollars, this one would cost 30 to 35. And this
And
is
so
talking in like
طبعا
more
our
range of
total
prices.
cost,
Right.
including labor, we're estimating at something about around $17,000 right now. And, we're going to be pushing hard and asking your advocacy, everyone on the line and everyone we've ever met, to everyone who is going to give to this project. You'll own a little piece of Gaza Our Home, of the project. We'll be asking you to use your advocacy to really press for building materials to come in, not only for this, for other construction, but man, cement will make all the difference. There's an alternative to cement if we need it. Remember, traditional homes have been built without cement for a long time. Mr. Ahmad has been working on this for so many years, and with good success, remarkable outcomes. There's a lot to draw upon here. Why are we calling them temporary houses? We're calling them starter houses. Paul, did you see, and Paul Gardner is one of Rebuilding Alliance's, formerly a board member. He's also deeply involved in construction, and he's traveled to Palestine in the past with us on our leadership learning missions. Paul, did you see that stress test when, I mean, it's nothing to be proud of that a house nearby was blown up. It was an apartment building next door. It was a major blast. It's a stress test you never want to see on anybody's house. But our house survived, and not only survived, there's no structural problem with it. These things will be there in 100 years. There's nothing temporary about the house. It's more that we expect families will use it as a starter house and then they'll move to their dream house. And when they do, that leaves it open for possibly other uses, small offices, little shops, maybe it's schoolrooms, from the start. All of those are entirely possible and entirely a fixture that will last and hold them in a better standing for their own health, for their family's growth, for the restoration of their family, extended family, their neighborhood.
Thank you, Donna. Do we have any more questions coming in? Donna, you might want to show in the walkthrough. It's you're saying that it's just a minute long, just so they can actually see what's inside and how we did like the tiles and everything. Do you want to show that?
Oh, sure. I would love to. Let me share screen. So from here, I'll share and take you over here. And let me close that extra thing and move to full screen. Okay, so everyone enjoy this. It's just a minute, so it won't last very long. And for some reason, I need to get it to start. There we go.
And step
Can you hear
into
it?
a real house. A house that meets every basic needs. Waterproof roof, proper lighting, thick walls, a strong foundation, tiled floors, a kitchen, windows, and indoor plumbing. This isn't a dream. It's a prototype we built in Gaza City. It took 14 days to construct, layer by layer, 60 centimeters at a time, and now we're ready to build more. With your support, we can create clusters of 30 homes at a time and even include storefronts using repurposed rubble that has been environmentally tested to ensure healthy construction. Help us grow Gaza Baytna, Gaza Our Home neighborhoods and give families more than a shelter. Help give them a future.
Great.
I'm very, very honored to have this opportunity. Oops, sorry, and that's on my side. Let me mute.
We have another question coming in. Is there a concern about building before hostilities have stopped? Question coming in from Paul. Donna, do you want to answer that question?
Oh, yeah, for sure. We've got to get started. You can see the level of crisis in the streets. And then how do you start when this is still going on? But it's like we always do, start small, start where it counts. If there is planning underway at so many levels. They better start seeing our plans. You must be recognizing that it's more than irrationality. The type of plans that keep coming up that are talked about as enclaves, people who are now forced to live and can't leave the places that are being constructed for them. Other places in the world have suffered extreme demolitions and entire razing of cities and towns. And there has been a strategy with integrity for neighborhoods to come together. This has to be the time for Gazans to decide their future and for the communities of support to ensure that they have that future. We give them that option. And there's the UN shelter cluster. The Americans, through the CMCC, Civil Military Coordinating Committee, will have a lot to say about it. We'll be doing endorsement meetings with agencies, World Food Program tomorrow, to get a leg up in that approval process and to also determine where you can build them, because rubble removal and rubble transition and neighborhood recoveries, it's a big question on many sides. Mr. Ahmad, Mr. Rafiq, would you like to comment on this? How would families be chosen? How would you choose the locations? And how can we do this while the bombing is continuing? And Mr. Ahmad, you're on mute. You have to hit the unmute. Yeah, good.
أستاذ رفيق إذا بده يجاوب الأستاذ رفيق بقى أجاوب بعده.
تفضل go ahead.
أوكي. نجمة أنا بدي أعطيك بس جملة الله يسعدك. هذا سؤال كتير مهم اللي هي موضوع عدد الأسر اللي تحتاج. إحنا الإحصائيات الأخيرة اختلفت في الأرقام، ولكن المتوسط الأرقام الإجمالية تحدثت عن 70,000 مأوى الغزة في حاجة إلها. طبعا إعادة الإعمار بتأخذ سنوات طويلة، وموضوع الخيام أو البدائل المطروحة لن تكون بديل نافع يعني ضبط صبر الناس على تحمل سنوات في خيمة. فبالتالي تأتي هذه التقنيات حتى تتلائم مع كرامة الناس. هذه الناحية. الأراضي طبعا مقسومة إلى قسمين أو إلى 3 أقسام في قطاع غزة. في أراضي عمومية تابعة للملكية العامة، وهذه اللي مقترح عليها دائما تقام اللي هو مشاريع الإيواء. تمام. أتفضل يا
No. Okay. So,
بكمل بعد ما ترجع.
very important question. The number of families that is in need, according to recent statistics, has changed and varied, but approximately around 70,000 shelters are needed for expedited reconstruction. And normal reconstruction will take many, many years. And the proposed alternatives that a lot of people are discussing, or shelter clusters are discussing, will not satisfy the people's patience after 2 years of war, and to stay in temporary shelters, what's being proposed is not suitable. So these technologies and these techniques that we're providing today will serve more dignity for the people. And in regards to land, there's 3 kinds of or types of land in Gaza. There's, of course, there's public land and private land, and land owned by the state, we say. So usually land owned by the state is where housing projects and reconstruction projects are usually proposed to be made at. تفضل أستاذ إيمان.
نعم.
Land owned by the
النوع
state,
الثاني من الأراضي.
but there is privately owned land, and it might be that sometimes families would want to do a family neighborhood reconstruction if they owned their own land. It might be a decision for them as well. Sorry, go ahead. We would, oops, and he just bumped off. And let's go to this question about tiles and where cement comes from. Rafiq, can you talk about that? I hear a lot of people saying, wow, look at this, Gaza tile. Like, what is this? Where did you find the materials for the tile flooring? And also, how do you find cement?
Yeah, first, the cement was very expensive. And as I mentioned that because it was like stored for a long time in the warehouses in Gaza, it was the quality, even it was like 50% only. And it was very expensive.
Like it was private on the market? Like you went to building companies or?
Yes, there is building materials stores, and we bought it from there. Even it was very expensive and limited quantities. So even for one shelter, we bought from various places. Because everyone has like 2-3 bags or sacks of cement, not big quantities. And we had the objective that to test the methodology and to make it doable. Even the price was so high for the cement. Regarding the tiles, there were like some places where they are selling the tiles and the ceramics in the normal days. They have like some broken parts or broken ceramics and tiles. So we bought from that like it was like a rubbish or a rubble for them. We bought it cheaply, and we tried to connect it together and make it like a piece of art tile, because we want to show even the small pieces of tiles that were distracted or were broken from here and there. It could make a good tiling, a good place to live in, with a touch of love and peace from the workers. So this is like in short. It was not easy job to find all these things, but luckily it was managed to bring it to reality and to make this place as a good start to show. Even it was the most dangerous time, and bombing was everywhere, and the hostility was there, and we continued. Even the drones sound was there, and you could hear it in any of the videos recorded of the building while we are constructing. But we insisted to make it as an emergency response to see how we can be the first people who could provide such a solution for the reconstruction. Thank you.
I have a really quick question about the tile. How did you do the blue mortar? I've never seen anything like that before.
The blue, it is like a powder. It is like a color, and it was mixed with a certain color of a glue, certain glue, and it was filling the cracks in between the small pieces of the tiles to make it like all look nicely in a blue color.
So you're using like a powder color added to the mortar, added to the plaster or the cement to hold it together like that?
Yeah.
That's so cool. It really is different from anything I've ever seen. We have a question from Paul Gardner, and I don't mean to overlook what Margaret is saying. Margaret says there's an urgent need in Gaza. People are freezing right now, and unfortunately, the destruction will not stop until the U.S. ends financial support. Look at the New York Times article today. There's an op-ed that's of note from someone from the Obama administration speaking about this very issue. Let me go on to Paul's question about the wood and the rebar. Is that coming from rubble? So, Mr. Ahmad, how did you create your forms, the arch forms in particular? Can you make more of them also, would be another question.
Yes, yes, of course. بالطبع يعني إذا كان الموضوع متعلق في العمل في الظروف الحالية قبل فتح المعابر وعودة الظروف الطبيعية حيكون في صعوبة قليلا، ولكن ممكن عمل مئات الوحدات أو عمل تولز من هذا النوع أو الأرشز لمئات من الوحدات. لكن إذا بدنا نتحدث عن أنه فتحت المعابر ودخلت المواد، بنتحدث عن آلاف، إمكانية العمل بآلاف الوحدات أو تجهيز للآلاف.
Yes, of course. If the issues related to the current situation now before the crossings are open, we're talking about things being difficult. It's possible to build hundreds of units and arches, but if the crossings were open and the movement of goods was a lot better, we're talking about being able to do thousands and prepare thousands of these arches and the woodwork and the tools that we need to build.
Good. And if crossings are not open, how will you build more arches? What's the plan? Can you use the rebar, old rebar, and repurpose inside of Gaza without coming from the outside?
ما فتش السؤال يا نجمة والله.
في حال انه ما
ترجمي لي
فتح
السؤال.
في حال انه ما فتح المعابر، هل ممكن إعادة استعمال الأدوات اللي كانوا معك
أكيد.
أو خلق المزيد مثلا؟
طبعا كل الأداة اللي معي بتلزم يعني لحوالي ممكن تتكرر على عدة مباني. أي نعم.
وإذا بدك تسوي كمان تقدر تجيب المواد إنك تسوي كمان حاليا قبل فتح المعابر؟
الآن ممكن نتحدث عن 100 أو 200 في التولز الموجودة.
So every tool that he used can be repurposed and used again. But he can make a couple of hundreds. But again, like if things were open, crossings were open, he can make a lot more, which would make building faster.
And so that's going to be an important ask on the advocacy side. Like this is a piece that the president is proud of. And so to make this work, it's got to have a bunch of components. The advocacy has to be to stop the bombing, but also to get the materials in so that the forms can be made, so that the little bit of cement needed is readily available for this process. Because, like you've said, others on the call and writing in, the living conditions are unbearable. The UN is today speaking about the depth of the housing crisis and the limitation of tents and other even the caravans, the mobile homes, none of it's coming in at the level that's needed. So I wish we were ready to start building 14 days for a house. What a good thing. We're close. Let's get started is the key. Today, by the way, is the Global Giving matching grant, and we have a match from a California foundation for up to $30,000. Our goal is to raise $60,000. So please do use the link in the chat. By all means, go to the Give Now, and your donation is going to be matched and matched again, dollar for dollar, and then dollar extra. So thanks a lot on that. Let's make this happen.
Thank you so much, Donna. Mr. Imad wants to add something. اتفضل أستاذ عماد.
بدي بس أضيف بالنسبة أختصر موضوع القدرة على البناء لعدد حسب الحاجة الكثيرة عندنا في البلد. طبعا إحنا حسب الخطة الأولية اللي معدة لدينا الآن مجموعة من الفرق العمل اللي تستطيع إنه كل فرقة مع التولز بتاعتها تستطيع إنتاج بيتين في الأسبوع الواحد. الفرقة من 5 أشخاص تستطيع إنجاز بيتين أو شلترين. أي نعم، هذه الخطة الحالية. لكن لو الأمور فتحت المعابر، إذا الأمور بتتحسن بيكون طبعا مضاعف هذا العدد.
أنت بتحكي عن 200 وحدة، 200 بيت.
نعم، ممكن في الظروف الحالية كما هي بالنسبة لفرق الفرق العمل والأدوات ممكن ننفذ 200 حاليا والأمور كما هي سيئة. أما إذا تحسنت الظروف طبعا حنذهب إلى مضاعفات الرقم بشكل كبير.
Hello. So according to the plan or what's on ground now, Mr. Imad is saying that they have enough tools and enough teams to produce 200 units. Each team is consisting of 5 workers, and each team has their own tools. He says, of course, and obviously if things and crossings open up and materials can come in, we can multiply that and work a lot more faster, and things will improve. But the current capacity now sounds all right too, even with the challenges.
Yeah, so there's enough to get started. That's really great to hear. And it will, advocacy side, Shelter Cluster last week was saying that for nearly the entire 2 years, not since the first month of the war, have they allowed any posts, no tent posts, nothing, so that the wood forms are going to be an issue. And that'll be the part of the advocacy that's needed. So certainly hoping to, and good that we can get started with what you've got. I'm just typing as fast as I can. Carol is on the line and asking about other model homes. Our model home remains standing. And in the PowerPoint, which we're happy to share, you'll be able to see what happened when the building next door was hit. Ours suffered the shock wave. Windows and doors were pushed out, which one might expect, something like a huge tornado. But the good thing is it's not structurally damaged. There are dings from where the big rock boulder, the other construction materials were flying at it, but it all survived. And that bodes well for the longevity of these homes. Oh, good. I see Heba has her hand up. Go ahead, Heba. Welcome. Heba's an architect on Rebuilding Alliance's team.
Hello.
Please, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Hello, Mr. Imad and Mr. Rafiq. I'm really happy to join you today, and it's really a great idea and a great accomplishment you prepared as a prototype. And I see we need, as Gazans, urgent support for such projects, because people really need to restore their human identity after 2 years of destruction and displacement. And actually, our people have never used to live in tents, and now, unfortunately, they are losing their human identity, their privacy, and actually they are need an urgent support so they can rebuild their lives again.
Do you have a question,
I
Heba?
have just a comment on it. Yeah,
We're
I
getting
have
toward the end of the
a
hour,
question to
so
Mr.
go
Matt.
ahead with the question.
Yeah. I have a question about arches forms. Now, technically, arches forms uh, originally cost too much, not like flat forms of roofing. And I see that the height of these arches is too high from the first point until the top point of the arch. And I see that maybe this is get more areas of the space, and functionally maybe cannot provide benefits for people who will live inside this. So my question, why you didn't think to make a design like a flat roof, not
That's an
arches?
interesting
Flat.
question, and we see others asking that in the chat also. Mr. Ahmad, why an arched roof? How do you look at the
Yeah.
arches?
Because the model of the construction, because there no seal used, and just used rubble and little cement, because the arches take the load about for the walls, big walls. If I want to do flat, I need seal and I need concrete and I need beams to take all the loads. Okay, the arch is amazing to use this technology in this structures. The prototype going in small design, not high design. But the technique we can go in the high design, difficult design, more designs about what you need before.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry
Mr.
about
Ahmad,
my language.
So
Sorry again يعني.
we are
I
coming to
am.
the end of our hour. Heba, why don't you be in touch
ممكن
with us?
أنا يعني هو الحديث بالعربي يا نجمة إني بقدر أنا أفسر بشكل أوضح لأنه لغتي ركيكة الإنجليش، وأنا هحاول خلال شهرين أنافسكم إن شاء الله.
إن شاء الله. لا ممتاز ولا تكلك. ما شاء الله.
تمام. طيب الارش احنا عشان بنستخدم الاقواس حتى تنقل الاوزان تحت السطح للحوائط، تمام؟ فبالتالي استخدام الفلات ما بينفع في هذه التقنيات، لانه طبعا ما فيها حديد وما فيها جسور وما فيها اشياء، فاحنا بنستعيض عن الحديد والجسور بالاقواس اللي هي بتنقل بدورها الوزن والثقل تبع السطح على الحوائط.
اوكي.
طب عند
فيني
مستر
اترجم بس حكى عشان باقي الناس هبة، ولأن الوقت ضيق بتقدري تجتمعي معنا بوقت ثاني للاستفسار أكثر مع الأستاذ عماد، لأن لازم ألخص، الساعة صارت 9:01.
على راسي.
He wants to answer engineers Hiba's question. This is architects discussing architectural things. So because in this technique, he has to build arches because obviously there's no like iron or beams or cement that he's really using. He's using rubble. So he cannot do it without the arches. The arches help the walls transfer the weight of the roof onto each other. So that way the arches can hold the loads of the home. If he makes it flat and there's no real steel or cement carrying the roof, then it would collapse within. So that's why the technique is used.
And remember, those steel forms are just forms. The entire steel is removed from the building and used again to make the next arch and the next arch. It doesn't stay in shape. You've seen the building with the forms in place, but they're actually wedged out and brought down and brought out through the door. Quite amazing on all of that. So
Yes.
we're kind of at the end of the hour.
Yeah.
Go ahead and wrap up. I want to make sure everyone knows we will be posting this video online. Please share it with friends. Remember that today's the Global Giving competition. Also tomorrow, Global Giving will be matching, and the foundation in California that's donating for their match goes on through the rest of the week. Please do let people know it's the way to start small. We need to cover planning expenses. Let's get to the next prototype with a storefront so that people can earn a living. Let's get this off the ground and bring forward those amazing neighborhood plans in this time when communities do need to come together and have some leverage, have the control of their future. So thank you very much, everyone. And back to you,
Thank you.
Najma.
Thank you very much, Donna. I just want to take a moment to acknowledge something that we're all witnessing right now. Mr. Ahmad is speaking to us from the dark, literally. But the vision, Mr. Ahmad, that you shared couldn't be brighter. And it's a powerful reminder that innovation doesn't always come from the perfect conditions. It's your perseverance and your courage and the courage of the people of Gaza, honestly. Your work shows that we can transform and hope can rise from the rubble. We're grateful again for everyone joining us today. Thank you, Mr. Imad. Thank you, Mr. Rafiq, Donna, my colleagues, and of course the attendees. Let the spirit of global giving and our webinar inspire you. Please visit our website, visit our and tap our links. Support our advocacy to bring things in to make this possible, and also support the project to bring livelihoods to these people that will be building, and also homes and dignity to the people of Gaza. Thank you so much again, and we hope to see you soon in our next webinar behind the scenes series. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
for all.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
We'll go ahead and stop.